but defensively they gave up so much.
But what you got
is the reason.
Nash playing? Did he play with Charles Barkley?
No.
He didn't play.
Oh yeah, he was on the bench though.
Yeah, that was.
But that was Kevin Johnson, right?
Yeah. And it's a reason why they went to the finals.
But you got to look.
Kevin Johnson played defense.
But you got to look at this now.
I love how you put teams in the finals, and then you and this is just so crazy because you talk about a team choking in a minute. I mean, you just with a quickness you talk about a team choking. You talked about that.
No, that's too
well,
different.
Hold on, DJ.
That's two different.
Wait, DJ, let me make the point
man.
before you dismiss my point.
What you can't do is just
yes, I can.
What you not gonna do?
Just twist the words and
I didn't twist. No.
Context.
Put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Context. That's right.
Don't you do that, Ricky Bobby.
Context.
I don't even know how many.
Yeah, at the same time.
That's a different context you talking about, Keith.
If you let me finish my sentence, then you might get context.
Throw away the key.
But I know how I make this work. In my opinion,
yeah, there you go.
You got to fall back.
Well, no, check this out though.
No, because when I say in my opinion,
no, that's true.
You got to fall.
So you got to fall back.
You got to fall back.
But we are arguing over something that really don't exist because in the NBA, hold on.
Discussion.
Okay, discussion.
I'm
over
arguing.
some for the simple fact in the NBA they not playing man to man. They playing 2-3 zone. They playing 3-2 zone.
Okay,
so they not playing man to man.
Can I make
so? They not,
but they don't play zone the entire time.
Okay, so
yes, they do, bro.
So you're a general.
Yes, they are.
You're
bro.
a general manager. You're general manager of the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Damon Lillard becomes available.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get him.
Damon Lillard becomes available.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want Damon Lillard? What would be the number? Oh, thank you.
And to hide his defensive weakness, you run zone. So that's how you hide his defensive weakness.
Which gets us back to your boy.
Exactly, and that's why
the Bucks
they run
are not
zone.
Be running zone because
they've been running 1-3-1.
I'm gonna tell you, you gotta watch the game, and I know you all do. Watch how many ISOs they run on AJ Green.
Now that I do agree, but that's why you bring Helpside.
The team manager.
It's gonna come help him.
But the NBA.
But you bring Helpside.
But I mean, realistically, strategically you play zone just to throw off the offensive rhythm.
Yeah, right.
But in the NBA they just too good, so you can't play zone the entire time.
Bro,
because
Dallas played zone all last night.
I'm saying they just
that's a preseason game.
Yeah,
I know, but
NBA players they just eat that up.
It's just showing you what they're going to play. That's why they're playing
in college. They eat it up.
I just had this moment, and I'm gonna throw this out here. And phone lines open, y'all. 414-444-5250.
And what the Hater Nation, man? He talking about he ain't slow. He quick on his feet. We still ain't heard that, man.
This guy DJ giving off 72s today.
I know you trying to avoid this. You trying to shut me down, but the truth is coming out. 414-444-5250.
Try to shut you down.
When y'all listen to these conversations that we have about basketball, I don't want y'all to say anything, please. Okay. Please. I don't want y'all to say anything. Okay. How many of y'all be out there saying they don't know? 414-444-5250. For y'all listening out there, when we start talking about basketball, how many of y'all be sitting in your car, in your living room, in your kitchen, and you go, they don't know nothing about basketball? I'd love to hear.
They probably saying that about y'all. They can't be saying that about me.
414.
There you go, not trusting his teammates again.
There we go. Under the bus and you told us you had grown.
That was good. You
did.
Hey, do you remember? Rest in peace, Roger Mayweather. Remember they used to run the 24/7 series on HBO.
Yeah.
And he said, most people don't know Sugar Honey Iced Tea about boxing.
Right.
Most people don't know Sugar Honey Iced Tea about basketball.
Well, let's see what the call is.
No, I'm saying, but basketball is the most played recreational sport that
in America.
Yeah, in America. So like everybody feels like they know,
but it don't mean everybody understands the rules.
Okay, well let's get
the rules.
Let's get the call.
The strategy, all that stuff.
Welcome to the program. So you hear us discussing basketball. Do you think we know what we're talking about?
I think the Protege know what he's talking about.
Oh, because you agree with him.
You I think y'all casual fans, because the real fans, we get angry, we get mad, we get pissed off. You know, like especially what Giannis is doing. Like Giannis is just holding the team hostage. Now we got his little brother on there, you know, with a two-way.
So,
but he's still gonna end up leaving though.
Can we get back to the question I asked you? Why do you think that
wasn't the question?
That was the question.
No, you said do they think y'all know what y'all talking about? He said he think I know what I'm talking about. But
can I finish my question?
That's it. Now
we shut it down. Right?
See, now he want to.
So wait. Ask him this.
No, I just want to ask because I want some clarity here.
Do we play the game?
No, come on, man. Y'all,
okay.
no, I'm not going to attack the messenger.
No, I ain't saying attack the messenger.
That's what you sounded like.
No, because then you just looking at it from a different.
Hey, man, when you were on the JV, did you get a regular uniform? Or?
I played at the natatorium. I'm old school.
Yeah, talk to him.
So why does everybody other than DJ not know what they're talking about?
Well, I just look at the comments, the stuff I'll be saying.
Example.
Like,
give me example.
No, that don't like no. You know,
give me an example, bro.
It's a million things. I can't.
There's a million. You can't find one. One
in a million.
In a million.
Not right now.
Oh,
okay. Wait. Question. Here we go. So, what about the whole defensive strategy of the NBA?
Well, when y'all was talking about zone,
yeah,
that is a college thing, but they have played it in the NBA just to throw people off.
Right.
But it's mainly depending on what team, how much they up by, and how the game is going.
So did you watch the LA game last night? I mean the Mavericks game? I know,
man.
But in preseason, you're still running to what you're gonna
These dudes ain't gonna be playing.
No. I'm talking about the first half of the game. You're playing with your starters.
You're going out there running. You're not going to show what you're going to do in the regular season.
Right. But you running defensive schemes.
Okay.
But I don't think that the stuff that they do in the preseason, you know, especially when it comes to the starters starting the game.
Okay.
They just trying to get their feet back.
Last year
playoffs,
when the Bucks played Indiana in that last game.
Yes, sir.
They played zone.
Did they win?
They could have won, but Gary Trent threw the ball away. But they played zone. They was in the game. They played zone that whole game.
Okay. All right.
But they wasn't playing man to man.
But that was like a last ditch thing because
man
wasn't working.
It worked though,
right?
Until they threw the ball away.
But that's what all of the same.
Talking about Doc Rivers, man.
Right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
But they played zone that game, and they was up on them. They played zone, which then kept them in the game.
All right. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. And I'm going to really work. I hope by the end of the season you might change your opinion. But
y'all better come with it right, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Y'all just
DJ, the only one know what he thought. Let's go to Hater Nation, man. Because we already Though we were a little premature, it's now time for the Hater Nation.
Jeez. I got 3 of them, y'all. So just buckle up. No, I don't got those. What I got can't be said on air. But my number one hate is cashiers that don't know how to count. You know, going to, and this happened to me twice within the span of 3 days. You know, I give exact change sometimes. You know, if you got the change, I get rid of it. I'm giving people the exact change and they're giving me money back. So now, no, because these is young people. This is one of my, that's why it's, you know what I'm saying? I would be through the roof if it was old folks. But these is young people. So I'm trying to explain to them, like, no, you gave me a receipt which said this was the cost. You know what I'm saying? I did not give you more. I gave you exact. All I need is the receipt. You shouldn't be giving me nothing. They looking confused. This is the first time. So she's so confused.
50, you give them 30-50. They owe you $3, right?
Man,
and they can't figure it out.
And she's so confused that she calls her manager. I just go to the next window. Like, I'm not about to sit here and explain this to you. Yesterday, I go. I'm gonna say the establishment. I go to Chick-fil-A again. You know, Chick-fil-A, they customer service supposed to be A1. Everything supposed to be A1. Right. I go to Chick-fil-A. The order is probably like $10.53. Mm-hmm. I give him 53 cents. He's just going through the change, like he ain't never seen change before. And then at the end of it, he said, "You gave me exact change, right? I'm just gonna trust you." I said, "Hey, young man, all you gotta do is just take your time. You know what I mean? Because we're not in no rush here. You know, even though this is called fast food, just take your time. You know, all of these changes there. I would never put your job in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying?"
My man, 53 cents.
Oh, 53. And now I'm going to the next window. Like, I can't believe this, man. What? Our school systems. We got to do better, man.
Oh, dude.
We got to do better. We can't count simple change. We don't know exact change. Matter of fact, you know, I'm born off common sense. If I tell you that it's $10.53, then I should be expecting $10.53. Now, if you give me more, that's what you got to register for. Yeah, you just type in do.
Tell you how much.
What do you say? Say do.
That's
got it.
They got it. That's wild. I mean, I'm, you know, and I work with the youth. You know what I'm saying? This is
what I'm tripping on is.
I had to give him a speech. Yeah, I had to give him a speech. Oh, just take your time. Because he was nervous. You can see when people, you know, anxiety
what's your
is
third
up.
one, man, because I got one that piggybacks that one.
Hey, Pops. Hey, Pops, before you get to your third one.
Pops. No, that was my first one.
Oh, okay, Pops.
That was your first one?
Yeah.
Pops, let me say this to you. Maybe the reason why, and I know you don't give passes, maybe the reason why is that you and the other 68-year-olds are the only one bringing cash in. Everybody else is doing card. Right. You with your little coin purse
in the middle of the car.
Says the man who always quotes, "Cash rules everything around me."
Dollar,
but the cash is on my card.
Yeah.
All right. Second hate, man.
My second hate is closeted Republicans. You know what I'm saying? And more specifically,
I did not know that Stephen A. was gay.
What?
He said closeted.
Man, I
Oh, there you go. I was gonna start a whole rumor. Keep saying Stephen A. was gay.
When he said closeted, I was going like he gay.
Hey, I never said that.
I know you did.
You know,
just closeted.
No, he a closeted Republican because
why'd you say undercover?
Because
DL.
He always talks crazy about, you know, Democratic public figures. He just talked about the young lady from Texas. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett. Yeah. And you know, he tried to give backhanded compliments like, "Oh, she's so brilliant that she should be doing this, that, and the third, and she's very real educated." He has made a living off of trying to say like, "Oh no, I vote Democratic," but he don't never be talking reckless about the Republicans. You know, Craig, shout out to Craig Stingley. He was talking about a few months ago how he was on a forum with the president, and he did not challenge him on anything. But when it comes,
because he wants to keep his job,
he talked about former Vice President Kamala Harris.
That wouldn't have cost him his job.
I'm saying we know that you're a closeted Republican. Just say that you're a Republican. I know that, you know, a lot of people, a lot of black people is a part of his, you know, demographic.
What's the boy that just got his show back?
Who?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel talked about the president, cost him his job.
I just don't like that he continue. I mean, because when he, you know, Stephen A., when he go in, he go in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no but he consistently do that one with women, people of color, because he talked about Kyrie Irving like a dog.
I talked about Kyrie Irving like a dog.
Wasn't gonna cost him his job.
But I'm saying
that don't make me a Republican.
But here's the thing: he didn't do that with Rodgers. When Rodgers pulled that stunt, talking about he immunized and all of that, he didn't do that. He didn't do that with him. So I mean, we can go back and forth.
About Brett Favre when he the welfare fraud piece.
Yeah, he went at Brett Favre.
I didn't hear that. So if he did, he did. But that is few versus the many examples that we have of him.
Brett Favre is like God to people.
Man, please.
He is.
No, he is.
For some people, he's like God.
I do believe that he's better than Rodgers, but that's another
Well,
that's another story. That's another topic. But we ain't on that. We ain't on that right now.
And I'm disappointed in Aaron Rodgers, but I ain't that disappointed.
When you play every game and you at least been to the Super Bowl twice,
and you set a record for all-time interceptions, and when you threw interceptions when the games were on the line, we really want to have a conversation about Brett Favre.
But it was at one point, Cy Young had the most wins and the most losses. He was still regarded as one of the greatest players.
That ain't Brett Favre. Different sport.
Hey, closeted Republicans, just be Republicans. Don't be closeted no more.
Man, you can't tell nobody what to be.
Number three.
Number three.
Things ain't going on.
Number three is that Karen from the Brewers game earlier this week.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you? Like I know trash talk, and trash talk gets heavy. You know what I'm saying? But let's be respectful, man. And on top of that, you telling somebody that you gonna call ICE on them. Majority of the Brewers players is immigrants. So you talking about you gonna call ICE on somebody, but you cheering on for the same demographic of people. How dumb do you sound? How dumb do you look? Like, you just gotta be better, man. And that was just so pathetic that, man, I'm at a loss for words, because
that's a first.
That's not even a space to where you are even supposed to be bringing that up. Because if I want to remind you, it's a lot of people that say, oh, sports and politics shouldn't mix. So why are you bringing that up in a sports environment if sports and politics don't mix? You know what I mean? And it shouldn't coexist. You know what I mean? Like, it's just utterly ridiculous.
You at a loss for words.
It's a figure of speech. It's a figure of speech. I just had some rant.
Can I ask you? May I ask you a question?
What's up?
What Wednesdays do you get your Social Security check on?
Man,
this cat is on the road.
Your old ass.
That's crazy.
This cat on the road. I see why he wore the glasses today.
Now, Jermaine, you may not be able to speak to this because typically you're alone. But
I'm gonna let that ride.
DJ.
No, I'm gonna let that ride.
Say.
That's why I said I'm gonna let
y'all
it ride.
too sensitive. Y'all be ready to throw, man.
Because I know Debo. Debo.
No, I'm saying
Debo will pinch
this
you and run.
happens to me quite often. I don't know. I think it probably happens to Keith. I know.
Well, why you
guys,
just didn't say that? Why you have to include?
I know it don't happen to you.
Okay. Wait, listen, bro.
All right, I want to see what.
Then
and it kind of piggybacks what DJ was talking about when you go to the register
mm-hmm.
and you got that young female cashier back there. Typically, that's who it is. That it happens to me. I give her the money. She then takes my change and tries to give it to my wife.
Well, she figured you can't count.
That ain't ever happened to me.
Yeah, that just happened to you because you can't count, Debo.
No, it's not about me counting. It's about even if I couldn't count.
It's not a math equation here. It's a power equation.
Who gave you the money? That's who you should return the change to.
Well, she telling you in so many words. Well, in no words.
Let me ask this on the flip side of that. How many times has your wife paid and they gave you the change?
Never. It never happened.
Well, then that ought to tell you something.
Those young female cashiers always attempt to give my money to Jackie.
So what about when it's a male cashier?
I think technically you misspoke.
So when it's a male cashier,
no, technically you misspoke.
You said my money.
What's yours is hers, and what's hers is hers.
They ain't even married, and they know that one.
That's wrong.
Okay. All right, bro.
Well, why she do it?
Duly noted. You're listening to Unity Voice.
Look like your wife got your change.
There's a
brother.
grievance. We're going to file a grievance.
Your
There
wife
you
got
go.
your
Fellas, if it's ever happened to you, give us a call. 444-5250. 444-5250.
Now, some things that happened. That one ain't never happened.
Yeah,
It's
Doc.
never happened to you, Keith.
Hey, even when I was in a relationship and married, that ain't never happened to me.
Oh, so you were married.
Wow.
Well, you
Did I
wasn't
say
in it.
that?
You wasn't in it long enough for it to happen to you.
Oh,
You're listening to Community Voice.
Wow, that was
shots fired. Hey,
Whoa.
Keith got a switch on him today.
Lighten them up, man.
He got a switch on him
What
today.
did you say you have? The Snickers?
Give us the Snickers.
Hey, don't eat that no more on Friday.
Snickers. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of Joseph for one right now.
I'll get you
You're
one.
listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's now time for the Protege's perspective.
Sometimes we get to a point where we aimlessly approach things, whether it's task, time, or life itself. There are times where we get into a tendency of autopilot. Even in this mind state, we have established certain things as non negotiables. Non negotiables vary from person to person, but we all have them for numerous reasons based on our physical, mental, and spiritual makeup. Experience is one of the biggest benefactors in establishing non negotiables. Non negotiables are important because it establishes boundaries. Whether you're at a sporting event, museum, or a restaurant, boundaries are established. These are in place for both the establishment and the consumer. Boundaries provide order and understanding for what's allowed and what's not allowed. It's also set in place for the protection of everyone involved. As we begin to experience new things and rehash old ones, it's important to set, recognize, and respect boundaries. Many times we are engaged in situations that could be avoided if we set, recognize, and respect boundaries. Setting boundaries doesn't mean that those that are in place won't be violated, but having them in place provides a foundation for how to maneuver when they are violated. Recognizing boundaries establishes an understanding of how to conduct yourself and order of operation. Respecting boundaries provides a safe space for those who put them in place for them to feel comfortable and exist in an environment that allows them to flourish at their fullest potential. Whether expressed or not expressed, we all have boundaries, and it's important to set, recognize, and respect them. This is essential in that it allows us to operate in a manner that our full capabilities could flourish. Energy is transferable, whether it's positive or negative. Establishing, recognizing, and respecting boundaries provides a foundation that will enhance your ability to exist and flourish in any environment.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
I got one of my nieces. I call her Face
Mhm.
because she's
She
in your
always-
face, boy. I mean, she is up close and it's going like, "Hey, boundaries here. We got."
Right.
You know, I respect people's space both physically and cosmically.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want to get all up in your space because I don't want you up in my space, man.
Right.
But good point, man. Boundaries are, you know, I had not really, that whole non-negotiable really came to the fore to me. I hadn't watched this current season of The Bear,
Mhm.
which is about this restaurant in Chicago.
Mhm.
And the second season, I think they came in and they were going back and forth about these are non-negotiables.
Mhm.
Certain things I just no, this is just not going to happen. But a lot of things are really negotiable. Hey, here's Friday. I mean, let's keep just trying
unless
to keep
you unless it's just something that you can't do. But like you said, a lot of things are negotiable.
and things that I say today that I won't do tomorrow.
Right.
It's a different day. I'm sure all of us had that list of things when we were young. We say we never do.
Mm-hmm.
That list is getting shorter and shorter.
Right.
Let me throw this out here. There's a restaurant in New York where when you come into the restaurant, they take your cell phone. Right? They take your cell phone. And so here's Friday's question. Should restaurants, I'm talking about like a really sit down, real nice establishment, should they bar cell phones? And should you have your cell phone when you're out having dinner with someone? should you have your cell phone out? Should you even, if you're there having dinner, 414-444-5250.
Cell phones have become so commonplace and so, if you will, needed, and I'm going to say needed because we depend on it for everything. News, weather, time, communications, emails, texts. So yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's taking my cell phone. If they want to do that, I won't be going there.
DJ?
Emergencies can happen at any time. I think that you should have your cell phones with you. Now, when I am with someone in a certain space, it is important that, you know, we give each other our full attention or most of our attention, right? I don't think that no, because you know, people take things so literal. So like if I'm worried about what I'm about to eat, you know, looking at the menu, I'm not giving you my full attention, but I'm still present there with you.
But that's part of the meal.
Right. But you know, if I'm just face nose diving into my phone while we're together, then you know that's not one, that's not respectable.
So if you
to
didn't
that
have
person's
the phone,
time.
you wouldn't be able to do that.
True, but you can, but
Restaurants' responsibility to regulate that.
But you should be
they were. I don't think it was so much they regulate, and maybe I asked because this particular restaurant, you know, that's their policy. I'm curious to then, even if they don't take your cell phone, should your cell phone be out? If you, let's say you're just having an intimate dinner with somebody.
I mean, whenever I'm with Linda, I make sure that I'm not on my phone, you know, and she does a solid job at not being on her phone either, you know, because we both acknowledge that like we're here together, you know, whatever it is that's on the phone can wait. And majority of the time, in all honesty, we just be scrolling anyway. You know what I mean? You're not really
focusing. So what was the point in coming to have dinner?
Right.
If you're not going to pay attention to each other.
Right.
Because you're on your phone.
Right.
I thought it was.
But I don't need a restaurant to.
But I'm only saying that. Let's say I'm going out for dinner, and Ron and I were having dinner. I would think that, I know that'd be my expectation. I don't know what hers would be, but my expectation would be that, you know, you pay attention to me.
You know, and we're talking about something intimate. I do the same thing during our team meetings at work. Whenever, you know, we're in the meeting and I just see people just on their phone. Hey, could you put your phone up, Jermaine? Could you put your phone up? You know, because we're in that space for a finite time that is all. We all understand that we have a meeting right now, so we should just be focused on this. Because another thing is, you know, people be asking questions that we already talked about. That's gonna annoy me. So you know what I mean. So stay off your phone, listen. You know what I mean.
All of us were,
but for me, just as a adult that is attempting to respect people's time more, you know, all of that goes into, you know, that recipe.
All of us in this room were born in the 20th century. That means that for many of us,
you was in the mid 20, I was in the late, but yeah.
Shots fired.
All of us in here were born in the 20th century.
I'm just saying that we all not the
whether
same.
It was 99 or 1901.
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
no, because the point I'm making is,
I'm just
when you was born, you know, the advent of what we called cell phones, mobile phones, wasn't. So what did we do prior to the advent of the mobile phone? How do we get information?
Word of mouth.
Well,
or mail.
People called. Well, it was like a, you know, it was almost like when somebody passed away, like they'll call.
You don't send letters anymore.
Call.
That's right.
You don't send. I remember.
Oh boy.
I remember receipts.
Letters? You got a letter?
No, because you just put me in the middle, but here you come with your 20th century memory.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, because I would say my generation is a generation of both, of where we still remember rotary phones, right? But we were in the early part of that transition from like computers, cell phones.
Wait, you say your generation remember rotary phones? I don't think it was rotary. I think it was the cordless phones. It was that.
It's still some rotary phones, just like the box TV and all of that.
Then.
Hey, you
Yeah,
can't
that's what I was
tell
saying.
me what I remember.
I didn't say
What are
that.
you talking about?
I said
that
your
was still around.
I said your generation, not you.
I'm saying
your generation.
We were where some of those things were phasing out, but they were still there. They were still present, just like the yellow pages and the white pages. All of the phone book.
I was
Because
good,
y'all was in that two-way era. Y'all
That's
was in the
what I'm
pages era.
saying.
Yeah.
But what we have become so tethered to these mobile devices that it becomes this. And I mean, sometimes you have to be, like if I'm in a staff meeting, okay, obviously I need my work phone,
right?
Because things can happen even when we're having staff meetings. My personal phone is different because and are we killing real conversation because of distractions and that distraction be people going through Facebook, they scrolling down and going through Facebook and I'm just and when you talked about the letters, there seemed to be more of a intimacy that you have because of that and where you're writing. But
I remember because they talked about phasing out cursive writing.
Right.
I remember as a kid getting
a
letter, and this individual wrote the letter in cursive, and that was my first time reading a letter in cursive, where I literally had to take my time and read this letter, versus print. Because when I was younger, cursive was more professional than print. If you was printing, you're like, oh no, you don't do it in print, you do it in cursive. That ain't even a discussion no more. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in print, except for your signature.
It was when Mitt Romney was debating Barack Obama, and Mitt Romney was trying to show that Barack Obama might be soft on defense. And he was going like, well, look, under your administration, we didn't build any more battleships. And they started talking about the number of battleships they had in the early, 20th century. And Barack Obama said, yeah, and the cavalry no longer rides on horses. What's your point?
Right.
His point is that with technology, but it just seems to me that, and I get in trouble a lot with my wife because, in my frustration, I tell her I'm not necessarily tethered to the phone. I mean, other things happen.
Oh, Georgia let us know that you don't be answering that phone.
Do I answer when you call?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he only answers when I call because he thinks it's an emergency or something. Something must be wrong.
That's not true. Well, no, that's not
DJ
true.
calling me up.
Not true.
Is everything okay? That'd be his first word.
No, because you.
I know you are alive. What about mama?
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate. Something my wife don't even make. What? No, but I just wonder, in terms of and look, I'm not going to be hypocritical on this. I'm guilty of it too. But I thought it was novel that if you go out to dinner, I was watching a Brewers game, and these guys, I was just watching, and they were more into their phone than they were the game. And I'm just wondering, how do we and that's the complaint that you have, like in church. Now, I would point out to people the great danger in talking about people on their cell phones is that many people carry their Bibles now on their phones.
Yep.
So when you sit
Or a
there
tablet.
thinking on a tablet, so when you sit up there thinking that they might be scrolling Facebook, they actually could be on their Bibles. And so I just wondered, I thought it was a novel idea when people come in. Now if I'm a doctor, I'm on call, I have a situation where, anything can happen. People need to reach me.
Right.
But, in many instances, many
but
times
most
have
of
we
us
gone
ain't
out
doctors, though.
right. And how many times have we gone out to dinner and and then what can you do? If the emergency happened, the emergency happened.
Right. Because it's funny. I was just thinking like, oh, I need to know if such and such died right away. Well, they already dead. So it don't matter if you if you finish that meal or if you leave right away. They gone already. They gone.
I expected more of you.
No, that's reality.
That's
wasn't
that the story with Jesus and Lazarus?
That's just yeah, it was.
Right. And then what did Jesus say to the man who said, I'll follow you, but let me go home and bury my brother? And that's when Jesus, what did he said? The dead, what is it? Let the dead bury the dead.
I thought it was that.
Yeah.
I thought it was that.
In other words, you're not going to be able to change what's happened. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you all think. 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Yeah, I'm talking about being a hypocrite. I'm going to a dinner tonight, but I have to keep up with the Brewers. Uh,
I mean, like Red said on Friday. Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
But I do believe that um I like the idea of that restaurant. And obviously, if you go to that restaurant, you kind of expect that. Just because all of us look up restaurants before we go there. I don't think we just show up at restaurants not and just not know what's going on, because at the very least you're gonna look at that menu before you get there. You know what I mean? So once you see, oh, you have to put up your phones or whatever, I think like you understand that and go for that experience of like what it's like.
and and we talk about it, how many phone numbers do we remember?
Right. We consistently talk about that.
You're on your phone. I mean, that's our technology. But technology should always be mitigated, should always be tempered. In terms of my buddy, he's called audiophile, love music. He always talked about vinyl, and he was arguing with me at one point until I guess he got fully exposed to digital. He would talk about how analog sounded so much better than digital. And I'm going, I hear what you're saying, and then I think when it first started, the issue you had with digital was it didn't. I'm trying to explain the technicality here. It could not go in. It didn't have the space, because that's what you're talking about in digital. It didn't have the space where you could. It was compressing, so you wouldn't hear the oboe, right? Because it's compressing sound. It's going to try to find the major sound. That's what it's going to pick up. He thought he heard that in analog. I'm saying, dude, digital enhancement. It's like you want to argue with me about that TV that we had in the 90s,
right,
compared to the picture quality of the TV that you have today. Like if you just go
and that's in every facet, from sitcoms to movies, even like plays and stuff. Like you see the lens and stuff that things it evolved tremendously over time.
But the only field that digital and analog is looked at differently is music.
Because that was the argument I was making.
Hold on. I'm talking about in recording it.
Right.
Because in recording the music, you want to go more analog than digital, because digital give you that computerized sharp sound. So when you're recording in the studio, you might record it in the digital frame, but then though you dump it back down to the wheel to which would give it that analog.
But when they go, that whole remastering is basically digital, where you've gone from analog. I mean, because analog, if you look at what digital is able to capture now,
it's actually widening.
Yeah, when it first started, like when we were doing file sharing, things like that, it didn't have the space.
Right.
Where now you hearing things like, did I just hear a dude burp? I mean, the clarity of sound. Yeah, you just have, and so they were able to go in and figure out, now how do I just expand the space digitally to be able to
weird, because in recording, analog gave you like this warmth.
Yeah,
is the word that we use in studio. There's a warmth that analog gives you that you just don't get with digital.
Because it's too of a crispy computerized sound.
But if you have, like, I use Sony and their ES class, really full sound. Because you can get a regular Sony and it sounds tinny.
Right. Oh yeah.
Where if you get that ES, it expands, right? And so it is warmer. It seems fuller.
I was just listening. I mean, rest in peace to D'Angelo. I was just listening to Real Love by D'Angelo, and like y'all talk about that warmth, just like hearing those song. Hearing that the instruments and all of that, and I mean that's a warm feeling type of song.
Yeah, so for his type of music, if you notice Questlove, The Roots, Black Eyed Peas, their music has kind of like this muddy, warm sound over it. That's that analog sound. Because with that digital, whatever, like you'll get that piercing crispiness, and they wanted it to be more muddy and covered up.
And I think that's why if you're a good sound engineer, you're gonna know that.
Yeah.
And then how do you go in? It's like when, and you all know this because you use amplification. Like with women, because they're at a higher frequency, you have to adjust their sound to give it where it's kind of more resonant. That's why when it was tough for women a lot of times being broadcasting, not because they didn't have great voices, it's because
of how pitchy it was.
Right. You know, the lower the frequency, you know, in terms, so we speak in and I guess my voice sounds deeper than it really is. And so it makes a difference. But
because we put a lot of compression on you, man, to make your voice deep.
I know, man. Y'all do a great job here.
Prime example.
Y'all need
Keep
to do
talking
that for
me
then.
So watch this.
So here's a prime example.
Watch this.
He's going to play with the settings on my voice. Good afternoon. Good.
Watch this.
Side. Be healthy. Free flow.
So you see how heavy and muddy though it got.
Yeah.
See, I keep talking.
And you want to.
So you see how
always, he's not really overcompensating for this quality voice that you hear. You still know that I have bottom, but it is very thin.
Right.
Very thin. But yeah, I haven't done anything differently than.
So is that technology or is that science?
Technology. Technology. Technology.
If y'all heard what this man said,
technology.
Technology is science. That's his.
And thank you for being provocative. Because trust me, there's somebody out there debating it right now.
Yeah.
You have inspired some thinking.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Not that I'm, overly concerned, but I haven't heard little dude all week.
Phoenix?
No. Each.
Oh, yeah.
All week long.
Okay.
Jermaine, has he?
I ain't heard.
We haven't said anything controversial this weekend.
He probably out on assignment. So
out on the side.
Yeah, busy.
Industry plant.
Our roving neighborhood reporter.
No, Meech always say that, he be busy whenever we call him. Or not he call us. He always out doing something. So
he ain't singing
out
in
on
the
the
heavenly
side.
choir.
No, we would have heard about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. What's that song?
Singing in the heavenly.
It was an old man.
Yes.
Way down in the woods.
Well, I really want to, I was speaking to someone and I was saying how important it is that we continue to learn and that we continue to grow, coach. And the benefit of me being here is that I am so much more conscious of my voice than I've ever been. So, I know certain people, man, the sound people be going like, hey, I can't hear myself, and they go, well, why are you saying that? Because I don't want to scream. I want to be able to have a conversation. I one time I had the privilege of sitting in the pulpit there at Christian Faith and just hearing through those monitors and how natural that sound was coming through the monitors. And let me say this, man, Bishop Darrell Hines, after 20 years, is no longer going to be doing the gospel show on Jammin'. And he's going to be missed, man.
Have they said who? Is it going to be Earl Stokes or do we know?
I don't know. They didn't say it was going to replace him, but I didn't realize it'd been 20 years.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, man. I always
it feels longer, honestly.
I always kid him and say, man, you're the only guy I know the talking key. I mean, it is just a great voice.
People don't realize that even though that show is recorded, it's actually recorded. That's a commitment to drag yourself in there. Hines is in and out of town, be it in the national or with just his individual stuff that he does. So it was a real commitment to put that show together from week to week. you know, and that takes time. You just don't go in there and do that.
Yeah.
So hats off to him.
Yep.
A job well done. I mean, he's always been a class act over there, and he'll certainly be missed. And I do want to, since we're talking about our good friends over there, Earl, in this new book that he has written, I purchased a couple copies.
Okay.
So I want to mention that, and he's always been the fill-in for Bishop Hines. So maybe he'll be assuming that role. Not certain of that, but he does a great job.
Yeah, he's and I got a chance to finally meet him. And man, I told him, man, what a thrill to meet him. Because I've just, you know, you listen and look, man. People say we're competition. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as colleagues. We have
Absolutely.
These sacred airwaves, and you know, everybody has demographics and audiences that they touch, and that they impact. And so I learned, like when I met Reggie Brown, I was, oh man, dude. I mean, you know, to be able to, I feel very fortunate to have this opportunity. I
was just telling someone last Sunday, Keith, I was at Chandra Staples, who worked with us at 1290 for many a year. I was at her party, and you know, to just see the folks that were in the room, got a chance to meet Bria Jones from, you know, the television news anchor person, weekend person over there.
Fox 6.
Yeah, and just the joy. And she said, I always wanted to do radio. I said, well, I always wanted to do TV. So we swapped numbers. And
Bria Jones is the tall, slender sister, right?
No, she heavy set. Fox 6.
Oh, Saturdays.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Bria Jones.
Okay.
I thought
I'm a
that she
member
was
of the National
related
Black
to
Journalists, and I
to
don't
this Jones family, but she's not. But she's not from here.
Right.
But we had a chance to really, you know, conversate, and she was you know, Sandra Silk was there, Chris Levy came through, myself, different radio announcers. So yeah, it's a special
a small
light.
world, though. I did not know, like Chris's wife Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I've known her since I was like 6 years old, and we were at a funeral, and I'm okay. Small walkie.
Yeah,
small walkie.
That is for sure.
But no, I think, you know,
you know, Earl, speaking of which, he started here at the age of 14.
Yeah. Well, a lot of who hasn't been here to have some type of relationship with WNOB.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of that became apparent at the homegoing service for Mr. Jones.
I didn't get I didn't get a chance to kid student minister when he got up to do his remarks, and they did the wrap up music, and he was like five seconds into what he was talking about. But Matt, thank you. The people that I work with here, you know, I'm not putting anybody else down, but I would say that in terms of what people get here at WNOB, it's good.
And you know, it's really apparent when you run into the listenership and folks that are out there, and they listen. Somebody told me, said, you be preaching on Sundays. I don't preach. I'm just in here with the preacher, and he always bounced stuff off of me. But that's why I tell people I'm at church every Sunday morning at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I mean, I'm here.
Oh, it don't count, man.
It don't count. Why?
It count.
We do everything except
it all count.
We do everything except collect offering.
That's why it don't count.
Really, Keith?
Because y'all ain't getting no building fund donation from me.
We was at the Billion Man March. What did we take up?
An offering?
We took up an offering. Right.
It was $1 a man. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
$1 million.
take up an offering, man.
More than $1 million.
I've learned a lot, and I'm learning a lot, and I think it's helped me. And I went from a person who, and I still am. I'm very, very shy, very private, you know, and this gives me an alter ego.
That's a great way to define it.
Well, thank you, Devo. And also tomorrow at 11 a.m. The homegoing service for Brother Victor Yancey, will be at New Hope Baptist Church tomorrow.
Is that Russell's brother?
Russell's, the baby boy.
Okay.
And, so his homegoing is tomorrow at New Hope. I love the Yancey family, man. I love the Yancey family.
Singing family too, boy.
Yeah, and Pastor Yancey was just so supportive of me, and so I love that family. Then me and Russell worked together for, Russell worked together almost 20 years. So, and Russell
he and I worked together too.
Yeah, he would give me an opportunity to come over and work on my craft, and I was awful, and but they still brought me back, and I always appreciate.
You got better though.
Yeah, I went from awful to bad.
No,
You're actually pretty good.
Nah, that's bad.
So
That ain't bad.
So thank you. There's improvement.
Although I haven't been back, I would come back. I would come back to hear you speak.
I would never vouch for something that I think is bad.
I would.
No, I'll be quiet.
Because I live by, if you don't really want to know the truth, don't ask me.
That's right.
Because I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right, go Pack Go. They're down in the desert.
Go Brewers.
Oh yeah,
Go Brewers.
Packers going.
And regular season
handle their
NBA
business.
starts next week, right?
Tuesday.
Wow. God, that slipped up on us, man.
I ain't slip up on me.
Oh man.
You know, I live for this.
What, basketball season?
Yeah.
Don't start for me until All-Star break.
Love on the Rocks. Was it? Is it Love on the
We
Rocks?
started off with Love on the Rocks, that Neil Diamond. I'll tell you off air how we got the Love on the Rocks.
Yeah.
I don't even know the song, so
Yeah, we could tell y'all sometimes. Jermaine.
Say, man, listen here, man. I've been sitting over here
He came
quiet.
up.
AJ,
saying
I know I
nothing.
suggested that, but if I come to one of your shows and he goes, "Hey, y'all, I'm going to drop a little Neil Diamond on you."
Little love on the rocks. A little love on the rock.
Everybody out there crying like that happened to me. Oh,
A
little love on the rocks. This for all you broken-hearted folks out there. This one is for you. DJ, thank you, man.
thank you.
Debo, thank you.
Sir, thank you.
Jermaine, thank you as always. Good Lord willing, Creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. The sister said, and the creek. If the creek don't rise, hope to talk to y'all on Monday. As always, go from this place in peace.